My lighting this morning is less than stellar. We've got a little bit of fake light and a little bit of sunlight peeking through, but we're here. We made it. Good morning. How is everyone doing? It is, well, it's not the first Sunday of 2025, but it is second Sunday, third Sunday. I feel like we're kind of midway through at this point. But it has been a bit of a heavy week in the national news, lots of stuff going on. And I recently unlocked the ability to be able to host fundraisers through YouTube, which I thought was great. Oh, good. You guys are here. Someone's freezing. Tammy's freezing. Good morning, Carrie. Hello, Mirella. Oh, from Belgium. Belgium. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It's crazy to me when people from all over the world show up. That's amazing. So I guess if you're not in the US, you may not have seen the news, but we have some pretty awful wildfires happening in Los Angeles, California. And so I thought it would be cool to try and do a fundraiser. No pressure or anything to donate. It's there if you want it. You should be able to see it kind of, I think it's off to the side under the chat. And it goes directly to the American Red Cross is who I selected because that's kind of a very well-known organization. I figured people would feel safe if they wanted to donate through here. You may have donated other ways. You may not be able to. No pressure at all. Just it's there. If we can send some love that way. It's incredibly devastating fires, and it seems it's hit everything from the very, very wealthy on the beach to working class families more inland, and just terrible, terrible. So I'm hoping that we can kind of maybe send a little bit of love that way and then just kind of come together, because I struggle. I'm going to use my Tule Art brush pens today, but I struggle sometimes when bad things happen, whether I feel like we've been through quite a few things, from the war in Ukraine breaking out to there's been various school shootings, unfortunately, and I struggle with that. It kind of feels inappropriate to be painting. Excuse me. It feels inappropriate. Like this is this nice privilege that we have to be able to do this, right? And it feels like we shouldn't be because other people are hurting. Or sometimes I shouldn't say we. This is like my internal battle when stuff like this happens. So, oh, Tammy, you know about California. Then you've got people there. I hope they're okay. But I struggle about doing this stuff because it feels, I don't know, some inappropriate is the best word I can think of. But I do keep coming around to this idea of the whole idea of what we do. It's about kindness, right? And kindness can never be wrong. And for some of us, this is how we stay centered. This is how we, kind of bring ourselves back to center. And if that is something that we can do for ourselves, that means we're in that much better shape to be supportive of other people. And being far away, like I lived in Southern California, not in Los Angeles, but I could drive there from where I lived pretty easily, a couple hours maybe. So I feel like I lost my train of thought. I don't know. I just feel like I feel helpless because we're here. I'm hours and hours away. I'm a day's drive away from there right now. I can't do anything. I can donate what I've got. I can be here with you guys and just try and, we come together. We'll make a rock. Maybe we'll collect some donations, but we're putting good thoughts, good energy out into the world. So I forgot to bring a pencil over here with me, so I'm going to be freehanding it. Let's see if I've got one on my desk. But yeah, it's a tricky time. Tricky time to figure out. I'm going to brave it with a pen. Look at me go. I'm going to make a heart on this to start, just to kind of give an idea of where I'm going here. I just need to give myself a little, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to go get a pencil. Hold, please. I didn't have to go far because Sammy dropped one on the floor, so I didn't have to go far. I need a pencil. Pen was not going to work. This is a Santorini square, and it's got a little bit of paint on the back. I think this is one from Stones by Shelley. I know you guys are going to ask. I think I've had these for quite a while. Just want to do a really big heart. And of course, the soapstone pencil that I love doesn't show up on these Santorinis. So we're going to go bold with a full-on pencil and try and make this heart even. I'm trying to watch the comments. My big light that I have to try and make this lit well, and it's not lit the way I'd like it to be, is right in the way of where all your guys' comments are coming in. So I keep having to bend my head down to see what you're saying and popping it on the screen. But bad things are not the only things happening in the world. So I hope everyone's new year is off to a great start. Raise your hand if you've written the date wrong. If you've had to sign something and you wrote 24 instead of 25. Anybody done that yet? I've typed it wrong at work when I've had to put it into something. And that's just what happens this time of year. I think it's expected. But we're just working and schooling, and Carrie, you have several family members in that area, and they are safe. About 20 miles is not far, though. Wow. Yeah, I feel like this has a huge ripple effect that everyone knows someone, or, it's very wide reaching. And then I think it also, at least for us, like I live close to mountains where there are trees, and you can have that feeling of this could be us someday, or there's no guarantees of anything. I was even telling my husband, like, maybe we need to think about how do we be prepared, because we live in a neighborhood, but we live in a neighborhood that is backed up against BLM, Bureau of Land Management land, that has lots of sagebrush. So if that went, and if it spread fast enough with wind like this one did, it could happen. So it's just kind of a reality of the world we live in. So I decided what I'm going to do is kind of a patchwork of colors and a heart, and I'm leaving this kind of as a patchwork in the middle, and I think I'll write something. Maybe we'll have somewhere to send this. Maybe there's a place in LA that this could get sent, and send some support that way. Just gonna do a patchwork of colors and then fill it in with these brush pens because they are fun to use. Although I may have made myself a whole bunch of tiny, tiny spaces. Yeah, it definitely, I feel like we've had lots of weather disasters in the world this year. There's, the hurricanes and what happened on the East Coast. Just like, the world can be a scary place naturally, even beyond humans that do bad things. The world can be a scary place for natural disasters. So I think we just have to try and stay alert and aware and informed about how to be prepared. They say you should go around your house and video your whole house, because if you ever had to make an insurance claim, you would probably not remember all of the things that you have in your house that are claimable. But anyways, some good news in 2025. I think you guys know that the twins are seniors this year, and my daughter actually finished her classes at the end of fall semester, so she is done. She's still going to walk in June, so that's cool because she's not going to rob us of that. So she'll still walk in the graduation in June. So we'll get to partake in all of that. And yes, definitely, those are all the things in the world, Marilla. So we've got a twin graduation coming up in June, and then my son is enlisting in the military, and he just did the first part of his processing for that at the end of last week. He had to go do the medical processing, so he got most of it done. Funny story about it, which I want to blame the young recruiter for this, that he didn't think. But they took him down on Thursday, which had been declared a national day of mourning for former President Jimmy Carter. The recruiter didn't think that the medical processing facility for the military is a federal entity, and they were closed. So it's supposed to be a 2-day process where they go through some of it on the first day after traveling there, and then they do the rest of it on the second day. So they had to try and do as much as humanly possible on the second day, and he didn't get through it all. So he's going to have to go back, which is not the end of the world, but that is where my big kids are headed at the moment. It all came very fast. I remember at their preschool graduation in 2012, it would have been, and they made these gifts for us. They were little photo frames of them in a cap and gown, and it said class of 2025 on it. And I remember thinking, gosh, that seems so far away and so futuristic. Like, it was hard to imagine the year 2025. And here we are, all of a sudden, crept up on me. And now they're getting ready to fly the nest. Scary. Don't know. Don't know what to do with these kids, man. They just don't listen and they don't stop growing. It's crazy. Ugh, and we've had some big growth on the channel over the holidays. I don't know what happened, but there was one little short vertical video, the one about the Christmas trees with the tape that I made, and it like blew up and went all over the world. Like, the comments that were coming in, I was having to use Google Translate because I couldn't understand them because they were in all different kinds of languages. And so I was having to translate them to be able to respond to them, but it blew up and got millions of views, and I've never had that happen. It was kind of insane, but we got a whole bunch of new subscribers. So we have new folks here to hang out with us, and that's exciting. A little scary to me because I have always been proud of the fact that I've been able to, like, I respond to every single one of your guys' comments, and that's important to me. And I'm afraid that if it grows too fast or too much, that I won't be able to keep up with that. But I won't worry about that. You guys know where my heart is. I will do my best. And we'll see what happens. But I'm excited. There's so many new people that, joined us, and maybe they know nothing about rock painting and they get to learn about it, or maybe they know lots of things, or what. We'll see. It'll be fun. Oh, okay. So Carrie, one of your friend's kids is a firefighter in Seattle, and they're helping. I know Nevada sent quite a few crews as well, and I know Mexico and Canada are helping. And I can't even imagine. I've had to. I don't know if you guys are signed up for my little newsletter, but what I sent out the other day, I have had to turn my news and my phone off, or put my phone down and not look at the images and the because it's overwhelming, and then I feel guilty about that because some people don't have a choice. They are living this, and they don't get to put their phone down or turn the TV off to not look at it or not feel it because they're living it. And I don't know what to do with that feeling. That stinks. We just have to try and do what we can, and all of it matters. Like I said in my newsletter, even sometimes I think, oh, what is a rock? What does a painted rock matter? Like, especially in times like these, it's nothing. It's completely insignificant, and it's just almost like a luxury, right? It doesn't matter, and we should put our efforts into something else. But then I remembered, several years ago, there was a really bad fire in Northern California that was not too far from us. It was in Paradise, California, and it was very devastating to a smaller community than LA, but it was just as devastating. It was awful. And I remember there was a story that somehow it was flying around social media. It started hitting a lot of the rock groups. Um, there was a lady who had gone back to her home, and it had been a total loss, burned to the ground. And in all of the ashes, she found a painted rock. Like, I think she was involved in painted rocks, so I don't know that it was necessarily one she did, but it was one she had that had either been found or gifted to her, and it survived. It was in the ash, and she found it, and it meant so much to her that she found that little spark of hope. So I was like, you never know. It may not mean something to one person, but maybe to another person it does. And um, I know that our local rock group, I think that their local rock group was asking for rock donations to be taken there so that it could kind of just be an uplifting thing for the community. And so we did a big drive and collected lots of rocks and sent them that way. And it's a thing. It's one thing in many that we do. It's, there are donations, there are people out there volunteering to help clean up, there are people um, cleaning up rubble and um, feeding people and taking donations. There's many pieces. It's a lot of moving parts, and all of it matters. So I'm not gonna down on us for what we do. We are a piece of that, and if it helps one person see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, we've done a good thing, I think. Just trying to brighten up. I probably could have made more patches here, but I am almost filling in. I think I'm going to give some of these a second coat because they're a little like the pink pen needed to be woken up a little bit. It's a little bit light. So I'm going to give that a second coat now that it's dry. But I do love these brush pens because they are like having a paintbrush in a box that you could take with you. You don't have to prime them. They have this like a brush on it. That's great. Good morning, Sammy.
Good morning. I have pens like that.
You do?
They're like actual brushes.
Are they for working with paper?
Yeah. No, they're for colors.
There you can see how that kind of darkens up the pink. The pink in the corner is much darker. I clearly forgot to put lotion on my hands. I can see how dry my fingers look. Funny the things you become aware of. Yeah, the brush pens are awesome. Carrie, was it you that got the pastel ones? Somebody got the pastel ones, and I didn't even know they had pastel ones until whoever it was said it in one of the live streams. And then I was like, oh, do I need those? Still haven't gotten them, but I might because I like that pastel set. And mine is, I haven't used it in a while. Oh, okay. Yours are, oh yeah, those are like markers. So Sammy has some brush pens too that are for paper that have that same kind of thing. It allows you to get the effect of a brush, but with a pen. So these I like too because you can kind of get fine detail with the point, or you can lay it down and fill in. You can really color in a larger area. So they're fun. Let's see. You have a few sets. So it was you with the pastels. That might have to be a Christmas gift to myself. I have I was given some gifts, the money, so maybe I'll get some pastel brush pens. The brush pens, they are Thule Art. So let me put ones here so you can see them. They're Thule Art acrylic brush pens. I am not sponsored by this brand in any way, shape, or form, but I really like them. And I think Megan Murphy from the Kindness Rocks Project also really likes them. But they, I feel like they kind of came out. Oh, you got the green and the blue sets too. I have not done any of those like singular color sets. I have the blues and purples. That's as far as I went with that. Oops, get that off there. But yeah, they are. They kind of came out. I don't know at what point I became aware of them, but they are there's getting to be a lot of off-brand paint pens. I think Posca was the first one I ever worked with or became aware of when I first started rock painting. And Posca is a little bit more expensive. They've been around the longest, I would guess, but they're a little more expensive. And I think that these Thule art pens have better coverage than Posca. That's just my personal opinion. They have better coverage and they're more affordable. In the normal pens that aren't the brush pens that are just like regular paint pens, they send you extra nibs. If one of your tips gets damaged, you can take it out and replace it with one of the replacement ones. So I think that's a nice thing that they do. I just feel like they think about the customer a lot. They have a whole set that's all black and white. So, those are the colors that we use a lot for outlining or writing. So they have a whole set that's just blacks and whites, or you can get multiple blacks and whites. And in some of these larger sets, like I think this one came with, yeah, it did. So they sent 2 blacks and 2 whites because they know those colors get used a lot. And there's even some metallics in this one. So I think they're a nice company. I think they've given me sets for giveaways in the past. I've just contacted them and asked, and oh, good grief, that was good. I made a nice little boo boo into my orange. So I like Thule. I think they're a good company. They have a good product. It's affordable. It is on Amazon, and then they also have their own website that you can buy from. And the other thing I like is their sets, the ones that Carrie's talking about. It's like they already curate the colors for you, so you don't have to think. Like there's a pastel set. The blues and purple set is really pretty. I have there's like an earth and skin tones or something like that has like 40 different colors of just very earthy browns and mauves and greens. And so I like that I don't have to think because they did the thinking for me. But fill this in.
You took my idea.
Your idea? What was your idea?
That's what I wanted to do when we hop on together again.
Oh.
That's what I wanted to do.
Sammy wants to do another dual camera live stream like we did with the toothbrush Christmas tree.
But I want to do another heart, but it's just like goes like yellow in a heart.
Yellow in
it goes black first, and it goes yellow, orange, and then red in the middle.
Oh.
And we fill in red.
Oh, like fire colors?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, green is covered up. I'm gonna let that dry for a sec.
I have those spiders in my candies.
Make sure I grabbed a pen, black pen that works. I did. Okay. Now you want that for Valentine's. They do have a pink and red set too. Thule does. If Carrie has that one, maybe she can chime in about how great it is. That might be one I would get, pink and red. I do use my red out of my, I'm sad that I don't think they sell this kit anymore. I got this. It's like a little travel case. I thought it was great for like when I traveled for work. I'm missing my orange and something else. Orange and something. But they come with the fine line ones, and then it had the broad tip ones, 2 fine line pens. I think it also had a dotting tool and carbon paper in it and this cool little case, but I don't think they sell this anymore. Every time I've gone like to link it when people have asked me about it, it says it's not available on Amazon. So, but maybe gosh, there's a cat hair. I'm getting used to this cat life. Maybe they sell it on their website. I'll have to check their website because I usually get them off Amazon, just I guess convenience wise. I don't know. So I'm gonna go through and outline this. And so this is not a Thule art pen. This is the one Posca that I love to the moon and back. It's a PC1MR. You see it here. And it has this unique kind of like, get under the camera here, rollerball tip to it. So it's really good for writing. It just glides very smooth. And sometimes bumpy rocks can be very tricky to you know, paint or not paint on, but write on or color on because of that bumpy surface. And this is really handy. It's just very smooth handle. So I use this for outlining, writing. I write on the backs with these. Oh my gosh, you have 13 cats? That's amazing. Holy cow, that's a lot of cats. We just have one that we got almost 2 years ago. It's kind of a funny story. I feel like I've told it before, but I'll tell it again. The twins' birthday rolled around, and one of my son's friends had a cat that had a litter on their birthday, and she wanted to give him one as a birthday present. And so they begged and begged us, both of the twins begged for her. And so we got Daisy 2 years ago, and she is she's fun. She's not cuddly like the dog, so I have had to get used to that. She is I have to get used to this whole cat personality that she is, which I hear there are cats that are cuddly. She's just stuck up. So, oh, okay, that's right. Okay. So there is a set that Thule Art has that has we actually have this for our rock painting group and our group supplies. It's a dual tip. It has a fine tip on one end of the pen and then a broader tip on the other end. And that is it does work. I will confirm that they work well. That's another good option if you were looking for a starter set with them because it's got all the primary colors. It's a nice starter set. That is a good one. To order if you're just starting out with them. And then it becomes a shopping problem once you get hooked on them because they come out with these new colors. I think the only set that I've gotten from them that I don't love, and this was very early on, and I don't even know if they make it anymore because it may not have done well, was the glitter pens. Because I think it just was a bit of they weren't really like glitter, it was more like a metallic. I think it almost misrepresented what came out of the pen. So those are the only ones I didn't love. They weren't bad. They just weren't what I thought they were going to be. Still pretty though. And I am debating about whether I want to Zentangle this thing. Oops. Or if I want to make it look like an actual like patchwork quilt by putting little stitches. Oh, you have cuddly cats. You got the lucky one. Well, I don't think I'd want 13 of them on me. I don't think I could deal with that, but someday. Daisy warms up every once in a while. And like when Donnie has to go somewhere, she has to like one of the rest of us. It usually is his sister. She'll go and be with her, but every once in a while she'll get on the couch and lay with me at least. She's a funny cat. So, and when if he has to stay gone for any length of time, she like gets mad at him and she will avoid him when he comes back for a few days. It's kind of funny. It's like, how dare you leave me? What do you guys think? Patchwork or stitches? Or sorry, Zentangle or stitches? Let me think. I think I'm gonna write. I don't know where I'm gonna get this to, but I'm gonna write Stay Strong LA on here. I will find someone down there that I know. Maybe we can send it and they could leave it down there. I always shut up when I'm writing because I get nervous that I'm going to spell something wrong. Yes? Wow. Storage, huh?
No. I'm going to go put this in the freezer. Outside freezer. and I want it to get crunchy. Like,
okay. As usual, I did not do my spacing very well. I think because I'm nervous because I'm live. But that's okay. I'm going to add some little notches to the edges of my letters just for a little bit of character.
oh, it says Stay Strong LA.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sending it to LA?
I don't know. We'll figure something out. Maybe somebody has. Oh, somebody's voting. We've got 1 vote for Patchwork and 1 vote for Zentangle. That's not helpful.
Oh, where it should go?
No, about what to do with it. Like, if I Zentangle all of it, or
What is Zentangle?
when you make all the little patterns in the different boxes. Got 1 for each. Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll make Sammy decide. What do you think we should do?
What?
Come here. So we can either put stitches in between the lines that make it look, I forgot a line, make it look like a kind of like a patchwork quilt, or we can Zentangle in all of the squares. What do you think we should do?
Wait, to like make it look like it's stitched?
Yeah. So like if we had different squares like this, say, and you'd put little like stitches on stuff like it's being sewn together like that. What do you think?
Couldn't you do both?
You could. It'd get a little busy though, because Zentangling is pretty patterny.
Do like 2 Zentangle or like a Zentangle and then you stitch.
Oh my gosh, we are the most indecisive group ever, aren't we?
Yeah.
Good grief. Let's see. Well,
It's a good idea.
it's not a terrible idea. I think I'm going to vote for Zentangle. I'm going to be the tiebreaker. And I'm just going to do 1 pattern. I'm going to do some lines that go different directions. And then it wasn't a contest, I promise. I was just looking for help because I was being indecisive. Because I've done these lines before on stuff, and then I've added some of the glitter paint to it in just some of the lines randomly. And it's a nice little sparkle. So I usually do, let's see if I can do this where you guys can see it. 3 lines in one direction, and then just start going in different directions. Like, let's see, all over the place. Just to try and get it going many different directions. So now I've got a nice spot here where I can go across. And then I will take some of my Extreme Hologram glitter paint after we get off because I am not near it right now. And I will add it in between some of these lines. It's kind of it creates this neat look where there's just this pop of sparkle, but it's not overwhelming. So we'll do that across the whole thing. And hopefully we can, I will think, I have some friends down there. I bet I could send this to, or you never know, we might see in the coming weeks that they start doing a collection of rocks, and maybe we can do a drive through the channel, all of the folks that watch, if they want to make some rocks and send them. We'll see. Just kind of have to take our cues from the people that are living this, and right now it's probably not the most important need for them. So okay. The LA Dodgers one you showed in the thumbnail. So I was thinking about, that was one of my thoughts, but I didn't get my myself together enough to do it is I had thought of doing a bigger Santorini and copy or like carbon papering that LA from the LA Dodgers in the middle and then doing a giant heart. And I ran out of time. I was not prepared. You guys think I have my stuff together and I really don't. I am constantly on the run, just all over the place. And that's okay. My work right now is a little bit berserk because of many deadlines and I am short staffed. So I'm kind of doing the jobs of about 2.5 people right now. And that is a lot. So I am trying very hard to leave work and then leave work at work because I have a job that allows me, if I need to work from home from time to time. If I have, a kid issue or the fridge needs to be delivered or whatever. But so it's doable to turn stuff on at home, and I just don't want to because it can overtake you. Work's going to be there regardless. It's not going away. So no need for me to put all my spare time, my free time when I should be doing fun things like this into it. So maybe I will do that LA one. Maybe that'll be another one I can work on. I think I'm going to start getting in the habit too. Right now I'm doing an extra assignment at work, kind of like an overtime thing, and I didn't want to do it at home after hours, so I've been using my lunch hour to work on this project. And I think, I don't know, I really want to get back to the gym once this is over. It'll be over by the end of January and I will have my lunch hours back. And I really want to go back to the gym because I work on a university campus that has a gym, which is nice. So I can just walk down there and it doesn't take away from family time because it's my lunch hour. So it's kind of a perfect setup. But I also, a couple of times just to take a break, I have packed rocks and just done one as a little break. And that's kind of, I think, maybe a self-care smart thing for me because I know that doing rocks always makes me feel happy. So maybe it's a good way to insert some happiness into my day when it feels stressful. But I don't want to I could easily see myself doing that and then being like, yeah, I need to go to the gym. Don't go to the gym. You can paint rocks on your lunch hour. Oh, your husband wants you to do all the teams now. Oh my gosh. That'd be kind of fun for sports. Um, I don't even know. I don't even know who's in contention for the Super Bowl this year or if we even know that yet. I feel like we should probably have an idea because it's coming up in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But maybe some Super Bowl rocks. I always feel weird about doing stuff that specific though, unless it's like your team or you can gift it to someone. Cause then, I mean, like those two teams probably won't be in the Super Bowl next year. But doing it for a gift for sure of like a super fan of one team or another. But I feel like that LA Dodger logo is I think it is recognizable almost beyond the team. Like people associate that with Los Angeles, even if they don't know the baseball team, because it's such an iconic logo. Good grief, Daisy. I think the cat's ears were ringing. She heard us talking about her, and now she is over there trying to open the shutters on the window. Such a curious George. Which I have to admit, I kind of like the curiosity factor. I like watching her try and figure things out and just looking at things. I got her for Christmas. I think I saw it on Instagram or something, and I found it on Amazon. I was like, this very well could be a scam because many things you see on Instagram videos are. But it was a little collar with a laser light on it because you know how the cats like to chase the lasers. And you put the collar on so that the laser is pointing in front of them and they just run around and wear themselves out and sleep well. It's pretty funny to watch her play with it. And of course, Christmas, she just wanted to be in all the boxes. So that was kind of entertaining that, there was boxes on the floor and she was just jumping in and out of all of them. It's kind of like the proverbial toddler joke that you could buy them all the fanciest toys in the world and all they want is the boxes. She was happy as a clam. All right, one more patch here to fill in. And then I'll add some glitter and some resin and a nice message on the back, I guess. I don't know. But I'm glad you guys all came to hang out this morning. It's been a minute. Sometimes I don't get live streams scheduled regularly, and then I kick myself because they're always so fun when we do get them done, and they're not super hard to set up. Had my share of technical difficulties. I definitely need to figure out the lighting. The lighting has been an issue the last few, but I did get a new camera for myself, actually. I did not get it for Christmas. I got it for myself. This extra assignment that I'm doing, I get to earn a little extra income with it. And I was like, I am going to buy this cool camera that I've been wanting for a long time. And so that's what I'm using as the webcam. And I think it's a lot clearer. So once I get the lighting figured out, and you guys tell me if this picture looks clearer to you. To me, it looks much clearer. I just need to get this brightened up somehow a little better, but the picture is much clearer and it's the coolest little thing. It's called a DJ Osmo Pocket 3 and it's like this little stick camera and it has a gimbal on it, which is something that stabilizes the camera. Like if you're going to walk around. So people that do like vlogs and stuff use them. And I just thought it would be fun to have both personally and for the rocks, but the picture is much better from what I can see. And I think it'll be fun. Like maybe I can do some more filming, like going and hiding rocks. I always feel stupid with my phone trying to hold it and place a rock and then it's not in the frame. And um so oh, it did just go out of focus. It might be because it's trying to focus if that's what it is. Like if I'm putting my hands in and pulling them out, it has to decide what it's focusing on. But it does it pretty quickly. Um, Time in the US, where I am, it is 9:46 a.m. in the morning. So if you're on the East Coast, it would be 12:46 p.m. And then I'm really sketchy on all the time zones in between me and the East Coast. Some of them are an hour ahead of me, some are 2 hours, and I don't know where the lines are without Googling. But yeah, so it's 9:46 where I live. So yeah, this new camera should be fun. I think it could be a fun little pal. I get to go to Alaska for work in February, so I'm planning on thinking there might need to be some aurora borealis rocks in the mix. Oh my gosh, it's dinner time in Scotland. Isn't that crazy? That is crazy and cool. What time is it where you are, Marilla? Um, it's just so crazy to me that like this is one of the beauties of the internet. There's a lot of things that have gone wrong and been problematic with the internet, but I feel like this is one of the beautiful things about the internet is that there's 10 of us right now, came together from a bunch of different time zones and a bunch of different places to hang out together. Like we should have coffee. We should bring coffee next time. But like instead of going to the coffee shop, which we never would be able to do because we're all in all these different places, even some of you might be a couple hours from me or a flight away from me. Some of you are across the other side of the world, and we came together and hung out. That is so cool. Um, oh, 6:47 p.m. So you're not far off from Scotland then. Okay, so you're an hour apart. That just blows my mind. So cool. But anyways, I will post a picture of the finished product of this once I get some glitter on it. I'll share it in the community posts on YouTube and then on Instagram and Facebook. And I hope everyone has a great day, that 2025 is treating you well and that it continues to be a good year for you. And everybody just keep sending good thoughts to the fires. Donate if you can. And if not, just send all your your good thoughts and prayers towards them, that they get through this one day at a time. And with that, I will see you on the internet. Yes, we absolutely are all connected. And that is what we're all about. So, um, with that, I think that's a beautiful sentiment to end on. We're all connected and we will stay connected. And I will see you on the internet later this week. Everyone, take care. Have a great week. Bye.